Hey guys, Tizzou here bringing you the final game, the final match of the Zotac 25 quarterfinals. It's going to be Tarson spawning as the red Terran at the 12 o'clock position versus Gruang spawning at the 3 o'clock position in blue. Look at this, Gruang, the sweetheart he is, saying you shouldn't leave yourself unguarded after he did that last drop in the back of Tarson's base. Tarson, probably not a fan of the way the last game unfolded. Oh, look at this, you shouldn't play all-ins. Tarson calling out Gruang on his playment choice, even if it wins the game. It's still not good enough. You need to play the game the way Tarson thinks you should play the game. Gruang saying, let's just play. Gruang and Tarson gonna fight it out in Lost Temple. The important thing to note about these positions is this extremely short air distance. Again, I can fit the corner of each base in one screen. I feel like the player to take advantage of the short air rush distance is going to be the winner, because I feel like that's going to be where most of the game is going to be played, especially the way Tank Viking unfolds. But again, both players didn't even seem to be interested in playing a Tank Viking game of chess, so we'll see if both players decide to go for something different. Neither player decided to go for some kind of crazy cheese all-in, it doesn't seem. I was hoping, especially after going 1-1, one player would just want to take the other one out with a feverish cheese push, but not going to happen. Both players thrown on the barracks right on 13. Very economic kind of barracks, very normal timing. Both players scouting at the exact same time. Neither player wants to be the one to shake up this mirror matchup by doing something different, at least not on the first couple moves. Gas going down for both players just about the exact same time as you'll follow this production tab. Those bars are just about matched up, and oh no, poor Tarson scouting in the wrong direction already. Gruang is going to get lucky and go in the right direction right from the start, but I feel like just by scouting he's going to give away his position to Tarson, and Tarson's going to know he's spawned at the 3 o'clock. We'll see if he decides to take this unit all the way across the map, or if he decides to still check out the bottom. Barracks just now being done. Marine coming out. Marine is going to come out and probably snipe this SCV. We'll see if the SCV decides to get out of town using his SCV 6 cents again like he did in the first game. There he goes. He knows it's time. Oh, no, he is messing with my mind. It's all right, little SCV. I hear you. Get out of there. You don't want to get shot. Marine out on the field, and finally, Tarson is finally going to get a scout. He's coming to the right base. He at least now knows where, Gruang is spawning. Having a heck of a time keeping these two Terran players straight. Finally getting this out, but he's going to run right into it. Marine, he's not going to get a whole heck of a lot of information. Double gas already going down for Gruang. Probably going to see some kind of, I say it again, I want to say Siege Tank Viking, but you never know with these two players. He likes his Blue Flame Hellions, it seems. No, Tarson, is the fan of the Blue Flame Hellions. Gruang, on the other hand, plays kind of an interesting game. He last time went for a very Siege Tank Marine kind of drop. We'll see if he decides to go for something similar, or if he decides to go for something different. Got that Tech Lab on the barracks. Not going to do anything with either building, it seems. We'll see if he decides to go for that stim push like he did last time, or if he's going to go for something different. Marines versus SCVs. Goodbye, SCV. Marines and SCV, just too much. Two Marines just sitting here. They don't want any kind of Reaper to get up into here without him knowing. So he's got a Marine position in all positions. Tech Lab being added on to that factory. Looks like he might be going Siege Tech. He could be going that Blue Flame that he went last time. Marines being added on, getting that Siege Tech. We're going to see that same kind of Stim. I'm saying Siege. This is actually Stim Pack. Seeing Stim Pack push with the Marines is what I'm expecting. Here we go. Starport being added down. Going for that 1-1-1 build. Adding on a Hellion. Just building nothing but Marines. Finally getting that Siege Tank. Is he going to get Siege Tech to go with it? Only time will tell. Going for the Starport. Both players going for a very similar 1-1-1 build. One player, however, is opting to go for Stim. The other player is probably going to be going Siege Tech. We'll see which is the better choice in this matchup. Taking just a closer look at both players. Pretty much standard stuff. Both operating off of 2 gases. Both operating off of a 1-1-1 build. And both players very protective of their ramps as they should be. They don't want anything sneaking in there without them knowing. And here we go. This is interesting. He's lifting up this factory. He didn't get Siege Tech. He's building another tech add-on. So I assume this factory is, Starport's going to go, yes, going to go in that Tech Lab. And we'll see if he decides to go Banshee or Raven. He went Raven the one game. This time going Raven again. I assume he likes these point defense drones with the added of the auto turret in case he needs it. Gruang going to try and get a little more scouting information. Scan went down. He knows everything that's going on. Does he know about this? Well, he sees the starport, so he's definitely going to know there's a factory there. He doesn't know what he's building. One medevac, one Viking, Siege Tank going out. Looks like he's going for Marines. This Stim Pack is almost done. It's a very perfectly timed push. Going to go for that same one SCV for the bunker drop. Is he going to wait for Marine? No. he's just going to take another. No, he did wait for another Marine. Filled up the Marines, 7 Marines, 1 SCV, and jumping to Tarson's base. Not a whole lot except for a ball of Marines and a siege tank. It's going to be too much. Not going to be enough. Here we go. Drop going down. Oh, he stims, and he's still dropping off units. I don't think he knows he's dropping off units. Look at that. He tried to double back. I think he had the drop button pushed, and he was dropping them and didn't know he was still dropping as he was trying to escape. Taking a quick look here, losing 3 Marines and 1 SCV. This is definitely looking good for Tarson. Losing 200 minerals without taking anything with it. It's a huge burden to lose, especially this early in the game. Taking just a closer look here, still producing those SCVs, common as common can be. Medevac, Siege Tank, Siege Tech. How is the Siege Tech going here? Siege Tech almost done. Siege Tech just started, not almost done. Reversing those words. Still not getting any kind of stim pack, not getting Cloak Banshee, not getting a Raven, Predator Defense Missile. Not Predator Defense Missile. It's not Predator Defense Missile. It's a Seeker Missile. Seeker Missile, not Predator Missile. And look at this. I like this. He puts this 1 Marine here. He wants to know when he expands. He doesn't want to have to send a scout to try and sneak in to find out. SCV doing a dance outside of Gruang's base, having a heck of a time saying these 2 players' names without getting confused because they flipped colors on me once and now they're staying the same colors and it's still too confusing. Commands that are going down for both players, except as you'll note, Tarson's is almost done, whereas Gruang's is just being started. Here we go, double Vikings, trying to do a little bit of damage. Viking almost going down, but he's going to get away and he's going to be able to get repaired. That's the beauty of Terran units, easily repaired. Tarson dominating both of these towers. I think that Tarson is getting himself in a dominant position quickly. It's going to be interesting how this Raven plays out on the field. And look at this, doing another swap. He's going to be going Reactor Starport and going to be going Tech Lab Barracks. Is he going to be getting Stim Pack for these Marines? It doesn't seem that way. Adding on 2 more barracks and still producing tanks. Siege Tech is done for both players. Marauder going across the field, sniping this. Excuse me, not Marauder. Marine going across the field, trying to take out this SV. Is it going to get it? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, definitely not going to get that SCV. No, SCV does go down. I'm sorry. Trying to keep up with these Vikings that were keeping my attention at the top of the screen. 1 Raven, 2 Vikings. What's he doing with these things? I'm not sure. He doesn't seem to be sure either. Doubling back, 2 SCVs heading back to home. Going to put their feet up for a little relaxing R&R. Definitely considering going mainly Siege Tanks, Marines with a Viking backup. This 1 Raven, I feel like could play a very critical difference in this game. I'm not quite sure how. I'm assuming he's going to use the point defense drone to deal with the Viking missiles, because that's the only thing that you're able to shoot down. I don't believe Marine shots can be taken down by the point defense drone. Neither can tank shots. It needs to be something with a visible projectile. Marine taking out both SCVs that were guarding these towers. Finally, Gruang has taken some map presence back. He's not just shelling up in his hole. Here we go. Looks like we're going to have a nice little push here. We're going to have 2 Medevacs, 3 Vikings. And here we go. This could be crucial because Tarson has moved out of his base. He's going to be completely out of position for this drop. But the Vikings are going to snipe 1. Oh, he lost all the Marines that were inside of there. Not good. These siege tanks going to take too long to max up. Oh, this is not good for Tarson. Excuse me, Gruang. Absolutely great for Tarson. Tarson's now in a commanding position. Looks like, oh man, poor Gruang being caught with his pants down, losing an entire fill dropship, trying to somehow move it in a siege tank in the front. The siege tank is as good as dead. Goodbye, siege tank. And now Gruang is going to be in trouble. He needs to do something fast. Bring up the army tab. 86 to 58, a 30 supply advantage for Tarson, our red Terran, and he knows it. He is coming in to deal the death blow. We'll see if he's going to have enough units to deal this, or if the typical turtle of the Terran is going to be too much for him to deal with. Setting up a, here we go. Sensor tower going up. Doesn't want any funny business going on without him knowing. This Raven still hasn't played a whole lot of a role. He did throw down a point defense drone earlier. Here we go, taking down that. He didn't even get to cancel that. That's 100. That's a huge blow, especially because he's operating off of such few units. You need as much money as possible to macro. And look at the way Tarson decides just to run in, siege up, and deal with that. And Gruang can't do anything because he has 0 air presence at all right now. This is why Tank Viking is so brutal, is because your Vikings dominate the air, and his siege tanks have vision, and yours don't. Gruang is going to have to look at the way he's trying to scan, and he's still outside of the range. It's just not going to be enough. Taking out those bunkers. Goodbye, Marines. This bunker doesn't even have anybody in it. Bring up the Army tab is already up 105 to 68. This game is as good as over, I'd say. And look at that. Not very good micro. Losing the Raven. Not what he wants to be doing. Here he comes with a bio ball pushing in. This Expo is probably dead. Forced to lift off. Tarson and Gruang just in a terrible position. Tarson in a great position. Tarson, I think, is going to finish this game off with ease. We'll see what he's able to do with these few remaining forces, if he's going to overcommit and if he's going to end up losing the game. Gruang fighting with tooth and nail. He does not want to give up. He knows that if he loses this game, he is out of the Zotac Cup and he's not going to move on to the semifinals. Here we go. Triple barracks being produced, jumping back to our opponent's base, but we just want to follow up with this fighting. We'll take a look at this base at the end, I promise. Bunch of siege tanks pushing in. Bio ball. Looks like this is the end for Gruang. Gruang is going to be taken down by Tarson, the Red Terran, taking SCVs off the line. Wants to do everything he can to stay in this game, but it's not going to be enough. Still producing as many Marines as possible. Couple Marauders. It just looks like this game is good as over. 2 Marauders, bunch of Marines, and here we go. Blowing up the remaining bio ball. SCVs doing everything they can, trying to force the tanks to kill themselves, but no. Gruang is forced a good game out. Tarson moving on to the semifinals. Just as I said, we'll take a quick look at what our Terran was doing since we were following the action the whole time. Still producing off of 4 barracks, 5 barracks, as I said the first time. 1 factory, 1 starport. Tarson taking down this game with tank Viking play. Finally getting to see our tank Viking play. Good game. Moving on to the semifinals. This was TizzouSC. I hope you enjoyed.